So shout out Diamond players, though. They're out there still. But, hey, I'm ready to go, Top Blade. It's going to be crazy.
Yes, it is. And ladies and gentlemen, we started off with this P01 Dallas Flat Tires making their way towards this hill. They do got the favorable spawns, but they got to watch out for the gunny of these Minnesota Floppers. That's not as Nosity and J-Ski gets the two big kills, 4 big kills for Dallas, for Minnesota Floppr. As they get control of the kill, they got to watch out for Bebo, but J-Ski is like, I got him on any kind of flank that he tries to take. Minnesota Floppr full control of his people.
Hey man, I said Dallas was coming out hot, and Minnesota Floppr have done the exact opposite. They've just flipped it right on Dallas right now. They got the 5-0 J skill kicking things off. Not nasty, also doing the same thing at 2-0, but they've got the rotation of P2 as well. They're killing their own teammates. They're getting every single pinch on the map, but this is already looking great if you're Minnesota, right? I mean, Dallas is going to come out on top of that P1 overall time, but who cares? We got the rotation of P2. We got the spawns. But Bebo going to shut down J-Skill. It's going to be a good little start, right? And it wasn't even J-Skill. I mean, apparently, but now it's J-Skill is finally dead. So there we go. Minnesota Floppr losing a couple players. Dallas Flat Tires, their push fully alive.
Yeah, I mean, the push is in, but they got to watch out for Nosity, who's doing a great job. You know, the plays come from the back, so he puts his gunny back there, but it does not matter. He gets taken down, overwhelmed by a host of Dallas Flat Tires. They are pushing it from the back. They do got a favorable spot, so this push for Minnesota is coming up for the spot from the front. J-Ski gets one. Nosity follows up with a second, but they got to watch out for Bebo, watching the middle sneak, doing a good job on the hill. He got his last player on the hill with teammate help. He takes him down. Dallas Flat Tires fought their way back in this game, broke into this P2, did not watch those spawns for Minnesota, but they do have the spawns for next. They guys just take care of player 6, and they should be good on this next hill. Player 6 is back there doing a great job.
No cities, though, going to be a problem over in Barn right now. And just being an absolute menace. You know, he wasn't the one in Barn, but still, you know, we got some players in the area. Is Minnesota Floppr trying to fight for this P3? A lot of kills going their ways. They pick up 3, only losing 1 in the process. Now Dallas coming from that well side of the map, trying to cross the field at the moment, trying to get jumped up through the window as well. Just trying to get any map pressure they can towards the middle of the map, but Sneap with the double kill, 1 with the gun, 1 with the nade. That's going to open things up quite a bit for the team. Got to watch out, though, because Not Nasty isn't going to be giving these angles up for free. I say that as Sneap shoots him in the back, gets that one taken out pretty quick. 30 seconds left on this P3. Dallas have done a great job here early, but Minnesota Floppr breaking on in a couple different times, keeping it contested. Now, just like that, 24 seconds remaining on this hill. The rotation and next got to be in from both these teams right about now.
Yeah, player 2 for Dallas already on that. Player 8, he's making that rotation. There's going to be some big, we always have some big battles in R1. He happens to win that kill. So player 7, player 6, they're going to be the next two players up. So it's going to be up to player 1 and player 2 from Dallas Flat Tires to hold this down. Now just up to R1. He gets taken down. Good rotation by Minnesota Floppr to give him this rotation. Get those kills on the rotation. I don't know what Dallas Flat Tires were doing, but now they come in response, trying to break into this P2 from the front.
We'll see how this break goes. One player going to be coming from that backside as soon as these players kick off the front. Dallas Flat Tires pushing it from the front. First player down, just like that. 2 for 2 on the map. The flank comes in pretty quick from Bebo. It doesn't really matter because the kills come through the front as well. But Not Nasty. Trying to get a little nasty with it. Got 1 player to beat right now. Gets second with the pistol. His teammates are going to be there to help out as well. They push over from Garage. The kills going back and forth to the phone. I mean, Minnesota picking up 3 right there. Looking for the 4th. Sneap, who's actually Bebo, picks up 2. Looking for more, but J-Skill shuts it down. Just like that, Minnesota Floppr back in slight control here. We see it contested temporarily, but nothing too crazy. A couple players back from Garage as well. 15 seconds remaining on this P4, and Dallas should be able to get the remaining time.
Yeah, we have a battle here in the Platinum Championship. No team wants to get it up. Back to P1. Pretty much a tie game. Dallas Flat Tires would have the advantage, but the rotation of P1 is favoring Minnesota Floppr as they will get this opening time. Dallas Flat Tires getting this non-favorable spawn, so they got to probably push to the side, or they're going to probably push this hill. There's Sneak with a big 2-piece looking for the 3rd, but the player just ducks out the way just so he can heal up, but it allows Dallas Flat Tires to get on this hill. They do have the spawns for next, so that's what they got to, you know, do a good job of trying to keep those. The player 6 and player 7 are going to try to make a play for Minnesota Floppr for these spawns.
I don't know who my favorite on the map right now is, number 1 or number 1. Love those 2 right there. The duo. 1 pushed up, 1 coming out of spawn.
Right.
Like that, Minnesota Floppr about to regain the lead as they've got themselves very close on this P1. They've got the rotation of P2 as well. Dallas Flat Tires, though, once again at the very tail end of that P1, just going to break on in, get that last little bit of time. No cities, though, just staying alive, being annoying, making sure he's in these pinch positions, allowing himself just get a couple kills here. But Dallas Flat Tires now have to try to break into that P2. No cities though, perfect position to pick up 2. Grabs 1, goes for the second, gets that one, no problem as well. Takes out Sneep and Sneep because the kill feed's broken.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job stopping those 2 Dallas Flat Tires now with Minnesota Floppr to get this opening time, sending all Dallas Flat Tires back to their spawns. Player 1 playing from the rock, trying to put some shots down while his players push to the side, but JSK, he is watching this middle push, not allowing none of these Dallas Flat Tires to break it through mid. You're going to have to take the rock route. That's the only way in, and Sim he's first man up, first man down, but the other 2 teammates are in, but Nasa, they and J-Ski is said is not enough for us as Minnesota Floppr are starting to rock in this control, in this hard.
It's doing a great job on that P2. A rotation of P3 will be in here shortly. Biba, once that last 9 seconds, it is going to be able to grab that, no problem. There's going to be 1 player trying to contest the last 3 because, you know, do it for Dale as Jay's going to break on it and gets that last little bit of time. But he's 21-10, so he can do what he wants on the map. But a 26-point difference here between the 2 teams. Dallas Flat Tires first one to this P3 on the second rotation. Getting a bunch of this early time, get that first 10 seconds. J-Skill, though, on a quick little flank, picks up 2, picks up 3. We got 5 players over on Dallas Flat Tires. Bum Sniffer 5000 is back in the lobby, baby. This has got to be a troll, right? It's got to not be real. The Rec League's doing this, right? They're just putting on a show for us.
Hey, Bum Sniffer, he is back in the lobby, but you know, you see J-Ski going crazy on a 5 spree, trying to get a 6 before he finally gets taken down. 130-162 score line, not a nasty. He breaks in for the side of the Minnesota Floppr. Is still, you know, a good game going back and forth. 131-166 Minnesota Floppr trying to get on this rotation to the rock. 2 big kills. Not J-Ski takes down Sneep. Minnesota Floppr should have control, but Dallas Flat Tires are getting this back spawn. Next hill pops up. Minnesota Floppr in control. You got 2 players pushing through the Lambo side, 2 players pushing through mid. Can they get the kills and church they need? Players pushing all around the hill. Dallas Flat Tires collide and they break into the hill.
We got 3 player number 1s now. So now every once in a while, Bum Sniffer, who hasn't spawned in yet, just gets put out in the kill field. Look at that. He just killed Not Nasty, even though he's not even on the map. Probably was Sneep. Just like that, Dallas Flat Tires once again with an absolutely perfect break on P4. They get themselves in there, picked up already about 15 seconds so far, looking to get a little bit more. Minnesota Floppr trying to get a counter break here. The push coming in, 2 for 2 on the map. Both these teams trying to fight it out. J-Skill does a good job with that last little gunfight, keeping this one in his team's favor as far as the contest is concerned. The push is coming in. Both teams trying to get control of this P4. Dallas Flat Tires get 2 nice early ones there on this push, looking for the 3rd. The 4th is going down as well. The respawn players are looking towards the middle of the map because they know P1's about to pop.
Yeah, man, Minnesota Floppr, they control this map. They're looking to win it. I mean, not win it here, but looking to stretch their lead out here on this P1. They have been doing a good job in this hard point of just keeping Dallas Flat Tires back. And they're not back. They're getting the rotation. You see Bum Sniffer starting to turn up the kill feed, starting to get the kills that's needed for his team. J-Ski, he's trying to fight back for Minnesota. This game is getting ready to be tied again as Dallas Flat Tires are making a strong hold on this P1. Minnesota are the only thing that's working good out for Minnesota right now. The time is neutral, and they do got the favorable response with P2.
Yeah, that P2 going to be massive as per usual, but you see Dallas Flat Tires, the number 1 player who could be Sneep, Bebo, or Bum Sniffer for 5000 trying to make a play over towards Rock, knows that P2 going to be absolutely massive. Minnesota Floppr, though, still getting a little bit of this P1 time. Once again, I love to talk about it, but getting close to that 200-point mark, obviously going to pass it at 201. Always dangerous to get there. If you're Dallas Flat Tires, you can't afford to give up any time for the most part. But Dallas Flat Tires have got the back spawns for new, but there's a couple players from Minnesota in this new hill. But Bebo on a quick little flank picks up 1, looking for a little bit more. He does get taken down. Dallas Flat Tires, their pressure still here from the spawn. Semfi and that close side door. His teammate's going to be here as well. Going to be here before the Minnesota reinforcements. They got to go quick, though, because the Minnesota reinforcements are on the way. But that's all 4 kills in favor of Dallas. 40 seconds on the line to grab.
Oh, that was a big break right there. Finally, Dallas Black Tires. Now Minnesota Floppr. They know they're in control of this game still, so they just got to make sure they do a great job trying to break in. Senpai, he's watching the mid. He gets one. Like, oh, that third player's there. He's going to get him. No, that's not nasty. Just takes his time. Backs up Senpai, waiting for the teammates. He finally gets that third kill on the fifth, on the 5 spree, looking for that 6. Can he get a 6? No, he does not. His teammate does get the 6, but he's on rotation for next. Dallas Black Tires, a big P2 hold, trying to get over to this P3. Minnesota Floppr already gave up the P2, setting up for next, but you got player 2 and player 1 trying to make these D spawns, but player Minnesota Floppr are making the reads.
Yeah, here we go. New popping up. We got some guys trying to maybe blow themselves up or something, but they're going to keep moving once again. So they're good. But here we go. So moving on the map, it ends. I mean, I don't know what they're going to hit.
Did not get an update from the team. They just started the lobby. So I don't know what's about to happen. So everybody just call this out, see what happens here. We'll get an update at the end of this game. But R1 starting off with a big 2-piece. Back to this P1. Dallas Black Tires are in control. When we went back over the review, it was 207 to 211. So maybe they'll go with that 5-point difference, probably starting the game off at 200, first to 50. Maybe the game right now, Dallas Black Tires are doing a great job with speed.
Yeah, not too sure what that's going to be. We'll find out really quick once they end it, no problem. So we'll find out probably afterwards. But right off the bat here, Dallas Flat Tires off to a phenomenal start. 4-0 from Bebo and 4-1 from R1. Is this P1 could not be going any better, especially if you only need like 40, 50 points. You already have 30. You're looking to get more. The P2 rotation is going to be in. Minnesota Floppr, the number 48 player, not nasty. It's a clutch kill force team as they try to push on into this P2. They don't know it yet, but they've got somewhat of a free push here. As 3 players going to be there locked in for their team. Dallas Flat Tires trying to get here as well. They've got the close spawn. The push coming back. Minnesota Floppr going to lose a couple players just like that. 3 go down. The 4th one already lost as well. Minnesota Floppr now trying to have to get a really, really desperate retake. We have no idea what they're going to as far as scoreline is concerned, but you got to think if it's only 50 points, it's going to be over here really soon.
Yeah, man. Dallas Black Tires came off the reset and just started frying Minnesota, not allowing them to get a kill, just taking them out. So we're over the 50-point mark, so the game is continuing on. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but we just got to go with the flow. So the flow is what we're doing, and Dallas Flat Tires are winning this P2. Spawns from the back. Are they coming from the back? Nobody is coming from the back, so he has to turn around. They're all coming from the back, where his teammates are there. Steve trying to make a play. Last man on the hill, but it does not matter. He got the spawn flip for his team, getting set up for this P3.
Yeah, I'm guessing if they're playing out the way they are, it's probably just a full map reset because he did that player did join pretty early on, so maybe just sitting in the death screen, maybe he was affecting some things as well, so the players just decided to do full reset. We'll see here what they decide to go to, but so far feeling like a full reset. But Dallas Flat Tires on this reset are feeling pretty spicy. Already up 77 to 17, doing a great job over towards this P3 as well. One more player to beat. That's going to be J-Skill, though. He's actually no cities, but you know how it is. The kill feed be fooling us every once in a while. Fooling me, at least. I don't know. But doing a great job here for the side of Minnesota. Fighting back quite aggressively, giving them a good, solid chance to get some decent time on P3.
Yeah, they needed this time right here on P3 because Dallas Black Tires had a big opening P2. So them just holding off these Dallas Black Tires is good, but they didn't watch out for R1 on the flank, who's made his way through the cellar. Big 2-piece. Dallas Black Tires are in. There's 8 seconds, so they got to rotate to rock, and that is what they're doing as Sneep and Bebo has made their way. Player 6 Soda is trying to make a play. He finds one. Can he find his player in mid? He's looking for him, trying to get a kill. He finds one. Oh, he does not get him as Sneep gets a big 2-piece to break into the set. Dallas Black Tires are having a good first opening set rotation.
Hey, look at R1, 12-2 right now. Started out with that 8 streak, now on a 4 streak again. R1 is just cooking on this reset. But Minnesota Floppr, they break into this P4, but they got a split going on. 3 from the front, 1 from the back right now. They've got 1 player who spawned out as well. The push comes in from Dallas Flat Tires. They pick up 2, looking for a little bit more if possible. 1 from that side door is going to be no city, so you got to take him out pretty quick. That player from the front, though, is also going to be very annoying. That's going to be not nasty. Who's very nasty, by the way. As the side of Minnesota Floppr break on into that P4. Down by about 40 points at the moment, but nothing too crazy. Could have been a lot worse if that P4 went the way of Dallas.
Yeah, man. Somebody got a big 2 looking for 3. Gets that 3rd kill right there. Allows his team to break in. He's rotating over this P1. Know these players are probably coming from this little stellar side, so he's going to get there, trying to break it down, but his teammates are doing good. You see R1, like you mentioned, after the reset, turned on before the reset. He's playing pretty average, but now he's looking like the man to kill on this map. But Minnesota Floppr are not worrying about the gunny. They're just worrying about hardware time, and they got control of this P1.
And my boy's looking like Merc out there right now. If you know, you know. That's my guy right over in Optic. I'm so glad we got him. I hope he stays good, though. You know what I mean? You never know. Might fall off real quick. That'd be a bummer. But Dallas Flat Tires doing a good job here with their early lead. Doing a great job on P1 again. The first time around, they got some solid time. This time, they're keeping it contested, getting some good chunk time out of it as well. Going to get our rotation of P2 here shortly. There's only 17 seconds left on P1. Minnesota have that early roto. They know they've got to try to lock this one down. They had a little bit of tough time in the full first rotation, but they lose a couple players right there. I say that as Bebo actually took down R1, probably the worst person to team kill on the entire map.
Yeah, but this rotation of P2 is on, and Minnesota Floppers here. Bebo's outside. Last time Bebo got a big 2. He's looking for trying to double it up again. Little deja vu, but it does not happen as he gets taken down by the Minnesota Floppers. 3 big kills happen to go down for Minnesota Floppers. The Dallas Flat Tires are coming from their spawn. Jay Ski watching the middle of the map, not letting them come through stairs, forcing them through that rock area, and the rock push is what Dallas Flat Tires did to break in. Now Minnesota Floppers coming from this close little close little P2 spawn allows them to get the quick break. Dallas Flat Tires got a split spawn, so let's see if they decide to hit this together or they wait and they do get the kills to go in their favor. 19 seconds to go. Minnesota Floppr are still sending resources at this P2.
Yeah, they want to just try to make sure they don't get too far into a deficit here. They've got the rotation of P3 on lockdown, but Dallas, they pick up that last 10 seconds or so. A little bit more than that, but still. Dallas hit the first team to hit 150, going to be up by 55 points right there and now as we get ready for our new objective to pop up. P3 on the way. Dallas Flat Tires try to sneak a couple players through. Minnesota do spot them out, so the callouts are going to be coming in. Some kills back and forth overall in favor of Minnesota. But Sneep is going to sneak around the back completely uncontested at the moment. I say that as J-Skill reads it like a book, gets that one no problem there. And that's not even J-Skill. I believe that's No Cities. But still, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. The trades are going back and forth. Dallas Flat Tires happen to win that. Now, Not Nasty, the last guy up for his squad, trying to get the break in, waiting for his teammates to get there. They are here now. Here comes the battles in. Here comes the contest. There goes the Chow. He takes him down, but the teammates around him cannot help him out as the Dallas Flat Tires win those battles, win those kills, get the rest of that scrap time more than likely. Now they're rotating over to this rock. Player 6, he's going to be at battle up. Player 8, he's got a favorable spawn for Minnesota Floppr, so he can probably try to make a play. But dude, there it is, big kill right there. But kills are just going back and forth. Dallas Flat Tires control this opening time.
Yeah, Minnesota Floppr, though. They get a quick little break. They're on this time. They've got all 4 players stacked up, ready to go. The Dallas Flat Tires are getting their players ready to go as well. R1 getting one through the wall, looking for a little bit more here. The nades start flying in, the stuns as well. The flank is in. All this Dallas push is going to turn into a couple kills in their favor. Make it 3 just like that. Minnesota going to get wiped off the map temporarily. One player there pretty quickly. That's going to be Soda solo. Right now, his teammate's very far away. If this kill goes down, that can be very beneficial to the side of Dallas. They get 2, and just like that, Dallas doing a great job on P4. Once again, Minnesota Floppr going to probably regret that one in the end, but who knows? We'll see this P1 rotation coming in here shortly as one last hit towards P4 happens. Minnesota get on, only 1 player to beat. That is going to be Sempi. His teammate pushing from the middle. That's going to be Bebo. You got to watch out for that guy. He's an absolute demon, but No Cities deals with him.
Yes, he does. And Senpai gets taken down by the knife before R1 gets his trade back to P1. Dallas Flat Tires have control. They're doing a great job of just playing together and then just collapsing down the hills and playing with good cons. But Minnesota Floppr are in control. They're going to have to try to start getting some big times here on all these hills and not allow Dallas Flat Tires to get that much time. But it's hard when you guys keep picking off 2 pieces. R1 just picking up his gunny where he left off. Dallas Flat Tires are trying to get control of this hill, but they have control of those P2 spawns. They are in a position to win. You think Dallas Flat Tires would need to get probably like 15, 20 more seconds on this P1. They have them in prime position to win on P2.
I mean, and Dallas really just not really giving up much time on P1 to Minnesota, which is exactly what they're looking for, right? They want the P2 rotation, who Minnesota is currently stealing from them. They've got the spawns. They've got that outer water push as well. So J-Skill trying to stay alive back here, but Sneep going to get that kill, should secure the spawns for the team. That number 7 player, No City, is still going to be annoying in mid, but Minnesota spawning very far out. They've got 1 player outer water ready for this push to start. He gets that initial kill, waiting for his teammates to push on up. They're going to be here now from the rock side. Minnesota here in force. Dallas Flat Tires trying to get their counter break. They've got the close spawns, but they've got to get the kills.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
no.
just finally got a big 3. Last man up is Nasty. He's still holding it down, but his close spawns are favoring up for Dallas. So that's what is working out for them right now. A teammate happens to come through on from R1. I mean, not a teammate, but R1 gets the kill with his nade. Allows his team to break in. They can win it here if they hold it for the rest of the time, but
He walked
they did
off.
not want to hold it. He jumped off the time, so no winning here. They're gonna have to win it on next, but they can get very close right here. So everything's gonna have to be perfect. The kills are working on their favor. They are accruing hardpoint time. Not Nasty's gonna try to break into the setup, but Steve, he is watching that door when it doesn't matter. Not Nasty has the better gunny. Rotation the next on for Minnesota, and perfect hardpoint is what they gotta play.
I mean, another spree coming in from R1 as well on a 5, make it a 6. 5 more seconds. This one's going to be over. Minnesota Floppr, you got to move. You got to get on this time now. No City, so gets shut down. His teammates so sneak on at the last second, down by quite a bit. Don't stand much of a chance as Sempi pushes on in, picks up 2, looking for more. 2 more seconds and it'll be done. Gas Flat Tires chowing out literally everything at the moment. They know they can win these gunfights. They know they can get the time. 1 more second and they can take it. Bebo with a nice kill there, looking for more, but J-Skill just barely keeping his team alive. Gets pushed in from 250 to 173. The reset happens and Dallas Flat Tires take it 250 to 173.
Yeah, I mean, the reset was good for Dallas Flat Tires.
Oh, yeah.
The game was going back and forth. Going back and forth, but once we get that reset, man, those guys warmed up. Both teams, especially R1, like I said, I looked at his score line at the first game, and I think he was like going a little bit negative, but he picked it up in the second hard point, and Dallas Flat Tires take the 1-0 lead.
Minnesota Floppr. Dallas Flat Tires going to be up 1-0 in this series. Got the nice little early kickstart lead. Let's see if they can keep it up in the S&D.
Yes, let's see if they can keep it up. Here we go. Look like they're going to make their way towards this A side. Minnesota Floppr making the read, putting 3 players there, but Bebo gets the first kill on to Not Nasty. J-Ski follows it up with a kill on the Bebo, and we got another kill on the Senpai. Can't see who got that one, but R1 trades it out, and we got a 2-2 bomb making its way towards A.
This bomb is going to start getting planted. The number 6 player, though, in the area, that's going to be Soda. Not going to be peeking from window or anything, but that bomb goes down, goes for the peek, gets that nice little kill. Just like that, going to be a 2v1. They don't have any idea where R1 is, and R1, an insanely talented player, went double positive in our last game, does get spotted out, sees both these players, though, gets a little bit of a quick lineup, gets some damage down, hasn't able to get either as No Cities gets the kill, and just like that, Minnesota Floppr do a good job playing together right there. Made it a little bit scary for a second with the lineup, but the defuse comes in, and they win round 1.
Yeah, I mean, they made it really scary with that lineup. I thought they were gonna go down there, but they did a great job of just getting out of the way, getting behind a little bit of cover. That's all it takes. Give it a little bit of cover and just take them down. That's what they did. Good job on Nasides. Minnesota go up 1-0 in this search and destroy. I mean, we're already starting off a little bit different for Minnesota, and they need this round to make it a 1-1.
Dallas Flat Tires over on the defensive side of the map. See how they decide to take this. Is Minnesota Floppr grabbing this bomb, making their way very quickly over towards the A side of the map. Not a lot of early pressure on that outside at the moment. As Bebo going to hit there a little bit late. But we see those stuns and nades coming in, so he's going to get backed off. 35 HP at the moment as we got a couple players pushing up towards that front side of the shack. Minnesota Floppr ready to get this bomb down. The plant's starting to happen. R1 spots those tiny little legs, but gets taken down anyway. J-Skill. He's going to get that first kill, who I do believe actually was his teammate, No Cities, but still, that's how it's going to be. Minnesota Floppr with the first blood and the plant.
The bomb is down. Now it's up for the retake from Minnesota Floppr. They got Senpai backed up in a vine. They got to look out for Sneep. Now they know where Sneep is because he just fired his gun. 20 seconds for this retake is going to be tough for this team. They do have a pitch working out, so let's see if they can try to work this out together. Sneep does find one. Looking for the second kill. 11 seconds to go. They're just going for the chase. Not enough time. Senpai is going for the defuse. He gets taken down. His teammate gets taken down as well. Minnesota Floppr go up 2-0.
Follow up a great defense with a great offense. Just like that. Kicking things off here nice and early. But we see that first blood come in for them as they plant the bomb, and Minnesota have to feel very confident when they get the time in their favor and they get the first blood. And we just see it kind of carry from there as Dallas picks up the pace a little bit, unfortunately gets themselves cut down. But now, Das Flat Tires back on offense with another opportunity to get themselves around on the board. Minnesota Floppr were not happy with the way map 1 went, so Soda and No City's going to start out 3-0 as both these players ready to start slamming some kids on the map. Just like that, Das Flat Tires, though, bomb in hand.
Yeah, I mean, they are slamming, but look at they looking like they're gonna favor this B side. Probably do a little throw off towards A, but Nasities and Not Nasty start off with the opening 2 kills. It just leaves R1 and Sneak, but R1 does find Not Nasty, so that is good to give it a 3-2 advantage. Sneak finds and Nasities, so it's 2-2. Sneak picks up the bomb. Nasty does find them, so now it's just up 2 Sneak, and Sneak is just actually getting the kills that he needs in this map. We got a 1v1. He does have the bomb. Now it's all about what side he decides to take the bomb to.
He's also got little to no info. It's No Cities. Also has no info really on where Sneep's at anymore as well. So they're both just kind of running around. But that bomb going to get planted over towards B. Love to see that out of Sneep. Love to see it when players actually plant the bomb. Sometimes they just start hunting and things, which is, you know, not going to really see that in the Platinum division, but still. But now he's hunting. He wants No Cities very badly. Goes for the gunfight, and No Cities going to be able to win it. Stays 5-0. Wins another round for his team as they go up 3-0.
Yeah, he just actually, you know, he wanted to add a little extra shots, but he had to think about what league he was playing in.
Whoa, we're on stream. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, great job.
Right, a little double tap. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with it, but you know.
Right. Great job right there by Minnesota. I mean, the 1v1 at the end, it was a great round actually by both teams, but the 1v1 at the end, win by Nasities. Hot again, he 5-0, as you mentioned, 5-0 start. I mean, he's working his way through this map, telling his team, hey, that hard point may not have went the way we wanted to, but we can bring it back here in the search.
The unfortunate thing for them is I think that map was going their way on the first one before the reset. Just unfortunately had to hit a restart there. But No City's pulling out this RC car, going to feel out this B bomb site before they go get the bomb down. The only one really in the area is going to be the number 1, number 2 player for Dallas. But No City's gets the first blood once again for Minnesota, just like that, opening things up again. These players trying to move up towards that B bomb site, but they don't know. But there's going to be Sneep in the area, gets a couple gunshots off, and backs off, waiting for some team help from mid-door.
Oh, Senpai on the flank, and R1 in the middle gets taken down by Nasty, who's currently just streaking. Well, that's probably the one next. Probably was J-Ski who takes it down. Senpai making the plays, but he finally gets traded out. Too many Minnesota Floppers. They're up 4-0 in this search and destroy. I mean, they're looking flawless right here. Just getting the kills. They're working in their favor. Singling out this last player, going for the chow as a team, and making sure they seal out these rounds.
I mean, this Minnesota team is hard to deal with, right? It's tough when you got a player like No Cities, though, that's just like unkillable. He finally dies at 5-1, but also Soda 6-2, and the other 2 in J Skill and Not Nasty may not have like the craziest KD, but are so impactful on the map still, right? Unfortunately, getting taken out early in rounds is going to be a little bit tough, but your teammates are always there for trades. You're always getting good damage down to make the trade easy for them as they can go pick up another kill as well a lot of times. But look at that. Not Nasty going to get another nice first blood, who actually was J-Skill. So shout out to J-Skill for the side of Minnesota, starting his team out on top again. But Bebo pushes through, picks up 1, and stays alive.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big hit for
We got an AFK player on right now, I think.
Number 6.
Oh, my bad. I'm trolling. He's got RC car.
Yeah,
I'm super trolling.
He's probably driving the car, but I mean, he definitely is. But Bebo doing a great job, man. He had to bounce back in this round. Got a big 2-piece right there, looking for third. Oh, he gets taken down with his teammate. Is there for the trade at the 1v1 again. Soda versus Sima 5. He's seen that he went to the left. So with the rewrap, does he look the right way? He does look the right way, but the gunny and the skill is just too much.
That's actually hilarious. Soda gets hit by the stun as Semphi's jumping out the window. And so then Soda, who it says it's No Cities, but I'm pretty sure it was Soda. I mean, hey, I don't know anymore. I'm going to be honest. These names are so messed up right now, but still. But he gets hit by, so he just sits in the corner. He's like, he's coming back. He's coming back. And he indeed did come back. Wins that quick little 1v1 for his team to go up 5-0 for the side of Minnesota. So, Top Life, are we going to see the full sale from Das Flat Tires, or is it chalked?
I mean, we might not see the full sale, but they might win around here. And they
Getting a
may
few
win
off.
around. They may win around here, but it's tough because they're on the opposite side. They're making their way to
Here we
the
go.
east side. Bebo gets the first blood, but he cannot get the second. He gets shut out instantly by a not nasty Senpai trying to shoot from the top ropes, but he gets taken down. Bomb making his way closer to this A side. Oh, now it's backing up. High Bear rewrap towards B. They gotta watch out for R1 in the flank. R1 does take down Nosity, gives Dallas the 3-2 advantage. Bomb is down, and now they just got to try to find these kills to win this round if you're Minnesota.
Yeah, look at that. R1 got the team helping out. No cities by himself trying to hit a quick little flank. Has no idea really those players sitting close corner. Oh, but he gets active really early. Sneap wins the gunfight anyway. Yeesh. Sneap from Dallas Flat Tires winning a good one there. And just like that, got the first round on the board. Hey, it's not impossible. We've seen it before. Maybe we'll see it again here. But Sneap gets a little, he's like, I want to move. Oh, never mind. Got a player over here I got to take care of. Does a good job with that. Nice and quick. Make sure his teammates don't have to deal with it. Dallas Flat Tires not completely out of it.
No, they're still in this. Like we said, you said full sell. You call it full sell, but it just started one round at a time. They are on the attacking side, so that it is going to be a tough task to try to keep these things going. But it is something that that they can do. That we just saw Minnesota do it, but they are going to try to aggressively get this bomb to B. They could catch Minnesota completely off guard as Minnesota sent all their players to A. Bomb going down quickly on this B side. Minnesota have to retake.
There we go. R1 kicking things off with the first kill as well for his team. Now, big first blood for Dallas. They get 2 first bloods in a row. That's going to be massive. But OCD is going to answer back, who actually was Soda, because once again, kill feed a little bit glitched. That's my bad. I keep saying the wrong one. But Dallas Flat Tires here have numbers tied up and 27 seconds on the clock in their favor. But that another kill comes in 1 for 1 on the map, just like that. Bebo pushes through, gets taken down. Not nasty. Being very annoying there, but now Sneap 1v2 spots these players out, gets taken down. That bomb will be defused, and Minnesota Floppr going to win this one in a 6-1 fashion.
Wow. I mean, I thought they were down and out. They had the man advantage, and then they just worked together, got the kills. Nosity's been a tough kill all map. Just made it, just
Valuable
got the
this map 3 is. We're going to see both these teams loaded up, ready to go. Going to see this out of Minnesota Floppr start on offense. Dallas Flat Tire starting on defense.
Yep, and Minnesota Floppr are going to try to make their way probably towards this B side, trying to get some kills to work in their favor. But Sneap does start off with the opening kill onto not a nasty. B side is still being here, but Soda, he gets one. Looking for 2. He does get a big 2-piece. Allow his team to get onto this B side. It's going to be up to Bebo to try to break in, but Soda, he is still over here getting kills, trying to get this first segment progress. His teammates are finally here for the reinforcements. 1 segment has been progressed at B. Trying to get the second segment. Word to Jim, they're stacking the point, and the lives are tied at 20. I mean, lives are in the favor. Dallas Flat Tire 25-23.
I mean, Minnesota Floppr got the triple stack going, and Bebo just lined him up, picked up all 3. Nice little triple kill from him. But now these players trying to get back out of spawn. They pick up 2 kills there. Maybe an opportunity to get another play towards that B site. Dallas Flat Tire is trying to keep their defense solidified here, as that B time is starting to tick down a little bit, but only 1.5 as they re-solidify their defense. But some kills, though, once again, going towards the side of Minnesota. Every time they get a couple kills, though, Bebo shuts them down. 2 more for Bebo as he's 7-2.
Yeah, I mean, Bebo is going absolutely insane, not allowing this Minnesota Floppr team to get on a site. They got that 1 segment at B. Looks like Minnesota Floppr are committing down to this B side. The time is dwindling down in their favor. They got to get player 7 out of the middle of the map, and they cannot take him down. But player 4 has snuck over to that B site, trying to get that second segment progress. His teammates has gotten the kills around them. Teammates are there. Word to Jim. We got another stack on B. 3rd segment is fastly progressing out the way. J-Ski Nosity finds the 2 kills, secures the B site, tied in lives at 15. Now we make our way to A.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, stack that point. Word to Jim's. But Dallas Flat Tires, 2 more kills in their favors. They have the 2-kill lead at the moment. Make it a 3 as they start to cut down another player. So now the spawns have to be broken out of once again if you're Minnesota Floppr, but No Cities and Soda both out. Now, quick thing to note, the minimap does have 2 players that are number 4 and 2 players that are number 5, so that's obviously always fun. Shout out the Codcaster mode thing always being a little bit glitched, because why not? You fix a couple things, you break a few more. But now, Dallas Flat Tires doing a good job on their defense, up by 4 lives, looking to extend that out even further.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job of defending off the A side, not allowing the progression of segment, just getting the kills to work in the favor, having that player 5 or player, I mean, I can player 5, but having that player just sitting in that bottom low sticker there, forcing that deep spawn over there in that B street, making them take that long route to get to A. 30 seconds to go on the clock. 6 to 10 are the lives. Minnesota Floppr are going to have to try to get some kills, work in their favor, get like 2 or 3 kills, and then push this point immediately. And there goes a big 2. There goes the collide on to the point. You got one player alive. Bebo trying to take him down. He gets taken down by J-Ski. Time is stopped at 17 seconds. 3 to 600 lives.
I mean, this extra tick on A could be massive later on, right? I mean, getting one extra tick there down in lives, no big deal. Working on a second one as well, no, not nasty. Just hops on this one real quick. They might get the second tick secured. Dallas kind of letting this one happen in front of their eyes, but only 3 lives remaining. Make it 2. Minnesota could win this offense. The stack is in. Dallas have to try to fight this one back down in numbers. They finally start to get some kills going their way. They pick up 2, 1 left, and just like that, though, he wins the 1v2. And Minnesota Floppr win the first offense with 5 ticks.
Yay, man. That was a great job at the end. They had the life advantage, but then they had to start a progression on the side. Dallas made it mixy, but they just had one player who just slowed down, took his time, let his team stack the point, get the information once they got killed off the hill, snapped immediately, got the kills that his team needed. I mean, that was just a great round, down to the last kill.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing stuff like that, right? They did a good job at the last part of their initial time getting that B point captured down in lives. They had players kind of pushing into their spawn. They snuck kind of past on the well side, got the stack in, got that one secured, and then worked their way towards A. And then all the way to the end, were just absolutely fighting it back. Took that at one point in time 6-7 kill deficit all the way down to a 1v1 where Minnesota wins it. Technically a 1v2, but still. Got Dallas Flat Tires, their offense of their own. They kick things off the first 3 kills, looking for that last player, Soda, who just barely gets good timing. And Bebo not going to spot him as he keeps roaming around.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try to win this hard point. If you are the Dallas Flat try to win this offense. If you are the Dallas Flat, you got to respond to this Minnesota offense as they're doing a great job with Bebo and Senpai leading the wheel with the kills. Senpai pushed up, trying to force a deep spawn for Minnesota, making any push through the little seller hard, but he finally gets taken down. He allows his teammate R1 to push up to the A site. He got me to the B site. Got one teammate on the A site, so they're getting both sides to progress. One segment on both sites have been progressed. R1 solo, and he finally got a teammate here. They finally got 2 segments on this B site, looking to get a third while they still slowly capping A.
Try to get this cap down. Look at this A1 start to go, though. Bebo is here. Gets a nice kill right there. Does go down. That's going to lose 3 lives at the same time. No big deal, though, because still fighting this one out. With that A point, that second tick starting to get worked back down, but 1 minute 53 life advantage. 20 lives in 1 minute 50 is a ton of time and lives to work towards getting all the last tick and a half on A. And Bebo still cooking. 19-11 right now. Staying alive for his team. Doing it all at the moment.
Yeah, they needed this play right here by B, but they needed their sub to get in the mix, to get in the little ratty corners,
get that second
to play the little ratty, to play the little ratty corners, allowing his team to get that second segment at the B side. 1 minute 33. They're on this B side, trying to get the third segment. There goes the chop by Minnesota. Sneak with a big 2-piece. One last little progression to go. They're getting the kills to work on their favor. They're getting the trades. There goes R1, and that's probably it. There goes the round. Dallas Flat Tires tie this up, and they go ahead on the segments.
And a very, very impressive offensive round as well, right? I mean, Minnesota, they win it with literally 1 life remaining. They win the 1v2 at the end. Very clutch, very exciting. But Dallas, they just put the foot down on offense. They slay out very well. They do a great job getting that B cap early on, and they work their way over towards A immediately and really only have probably like 15, 20 seconds of downtime, and that's it. That entire round, for the most part, they are go, go, go. But now going to be back on defense. And shout out to Bebo for really being the reason why his team was doing that. Obviously, R1 as well at 15-8 on a 6 streak, but Bebo was moving around the map, being a massive distraction for the side of Minnesota and allowing his teammates to move out of spawn over and over. But here we go, round 3 kicking off.
Minnesota, man, you know, they like to go to this B side to start off the round, and that's what they're doing. 2 big kills to go in their favor. 2 players on that B side starting to progress. Starting to progress one segment. One segment is progressed from this B side, trying to get this segment as J-Ski, the last man up right here for his team. But he got player 2 who's watching his back, trying to slowly push up, slowly keep these Dallas Flat Tires players back at
Here we go.
3 big kills, light up the kill feed for Minnesota as they got the second segment progress. Senpai and Bebo, 2 big kills, not trying to allow that third segment for Minnesota, as we do got to contest here, but Minnesota are sending all their resources at this B side.
Yeah, both teams trying to do everything they can to prevent and take this point at the same time. Minnesota trying to get it right now, but Bebo once again going to pop off. It was actually Senfi, but still, you know, what's going to happen is Dallas doing their thing, kind of resetting this map at the moment as they get the kills they need. A couple players still trying to push on through that well side as Dallas starting to kind of branch out, make sure they got the whole map covered. They finally stopped, like a solid stop to this B push, but now they got to worry about that A site and the middle of the map.
They got to watch out for everything, but Dallas Flat Tires are doing a great job of holding them off right now. 19-18 on the lights, 47 seconds to go on the clock. Minnesota Floppers stuck in their spawns now as Dallas Flat Tires are pushed well up the map, making it a tough road for Minnesota to travel to get to either of these sites. You got one player 4, who has snuck over to this B side, but Bebo, he is on the chase. He is here. So he's going to try to take him down, but he's got to watch out for the teammates. The reinforcements from Minnesota are trying to attack this B side.
Yeah, Minnesota, they get a quick little stack to point where the Jim's about to be gone. The B point just contested at the last millisecond. Dallas, though, have to fight this one off. The contest is still in. It's about to be capped if you're not careful. The contest is great, though. The spawns are here. The players trying to get back, but Soda and Code cooking absolutely on this one at the moment. They finally get it secured, up by 1 in lives. Is Bebo going to be back, ready to cook it on up? Senfi, his number duo on the map, dealing a couple of his kills in the feed. But just like that, a great job on the B point. They start to rotate themselves over towards A. A couple players towards Rock to deal with, a couple out of spawn. The spawners going to get cut down a little bit faster here, so you got to be careful if you're Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing this 10-7 lively with Minnesota. I mean, you know you want to get the third segment out the way, so if it does go to a later round, you can get the defense. But if you just take the win, however you can get it, you know you can hold off a defense more than likely. So 8-5 are the lives. They're not trying to get to this A side. They're like they're just playing these kills as I'm calling them out. 7-3 is all Dallas got left. If you are Minnesota, you think you do want to try to get at least a couple or more segments out the way as Bebo takes down J-Ski. Bebo finds another one. 5-3, 28 seconds to go. You got to take this site. Nosity does find a sneak. 1 player left for the Dallas Flat Tires. He gets taken down. Minnesota Floppr win the offensive round.
Yeah, I respect flying out there, not want to give up any more ticks, right? Just making sure your team stays on top of ticks. You know, he's in a 1v5 anyway. The chances of winning that, basically none. But the Dallas Flat Tires did a great job there for a long time. But Minnesota hold on and get themselves another offensive round win as we get 3 offensive round wins in a row. So now we're going to see if one of these teams can start winning a defense here, because you actually want the defensive advantage if you're not going to win it anyway. You know what I mean? But these defenses are definitely starting to get a little bit better as well, though. So there's that to look out for. Minnesota up currently 2-1 as they start their next defense.
Yeah, Minnesota, if you're Minnesota, you're looking to end it here right here. You want to end it right here on this defense. You want to try to pick up your defense, try to win it here. So they're going to try to send all their players through mid to cut off any player winning through mid. Dallas Flat Tires sending the route through secret, through the top. Senpai starts off with the opening kill onto J-Ski. Nosity trades that out. We do got a B stack from the Dallas Flat Tires team as they're trying to get this first progression out the way. J-Ski's the only man who could chow. He gets taken down. R1 gets taken down on his reload, but Dallas are still here. 3 big kills out the kill feed. Got a 2 stack on this B side.
I mean, when in doubt, have no fear. Bebo is here. This guy's an absolute menace and control on Hacienda right now. Does finally die, but 2 ticks already secured on B for the Dallas Flat Tires. They've done a good job just stopping the clock, getting some time on as well. As Senfi now doing his best to get lost. 3 players that on top of him, does get 1. His teammates are going to be pushed back up from that front shack. And you're going to see Bebo once again. Have no fear. The man is here. As he picks up one, looking for some more team help as well. Gets another one in the shack just like that. Dallas pick up 3. It's going to be a little bit scary now if you're Minnesota. I do believe now with that tick secured, they do secure the last defense no matter what. So Dallas probably put themselves at a disadvantage, but still, you know, it is what it is. But now the 8 point, all that's left for Dallas to win this round.
And they got it as a must-win round because you do not want to lose this round. You lose this round, you lose the map. So they got to try to get the kills or get these last 3 segments to work out in their favor. And Bebo gets a big 2. That should allow player 5 to jump on his time. Player 4, there's 2 player 5s. They're both stacking the time. That's what you like to see. You got that first segment out the way. Bebo is going absolutely crazy, catching anybody out of spawns. Anybody trying to run through this lower area is going to run right into the gunny of Bebo. And just like Tires are saying, we're going to play the kills. We're not going to play the time. And they're trying to catch these players out of spawn. But there goes the kill feed, lighting up pinstripe, yellow and white. And that allows Minnesota Floppr to get up out their spawns, push Dallas Flat Tires back with player 5, player 6. We're pushing around, trying to get these players come out of spawn still.
I mean, Dallas can play a little bit of TDM, and you see Semfi wants to do that, gets his teammates out of spawn just like that. 6 lives remaining for Minnesota. The stack is on at the 8 point as well. Stack the point word to Jims. J-Skill has to make a clutch play right now. Is going to get spotted out, does get some damage down, but not going to be able to get the kill. 1 tick left on A for this round win. Only 6 lives as well for Minnesota, is 9 for Dallas. It's not nasty. Does pick a player off there. His teammate getting one as well, just like that. Dallas losing a couple lives, and Minnesota definitely still in a position to win this one.
Yes, they are. I mean, they got to just play their lives perfectly right now. 5-7. I think Dallas probably had opportunity to win, but they only got 2 ticks away, so they're 1 tick away from tying this up. You got Bebo on the time, just running back and forth, trying to force Minnesota Floppr to run back towards this hill. He's going for the chase. They're just finding kills. Kills are just working out in their favor. 3 lives left. They got the 5 segments, so you say they got a defense. It does not matter. So you think if you were a team, you would want the offense, but it doesn't matter. You just got to just make sure you win this round. They got the double stack on this A site. One last player, not nasty. He gets taken down. Dallas Flat Tires force a round 5.
Forcing that round 5, get themselves over on the defensive side of the map. And I tell you what, I don't know if they want to be there, Top Life, because everyone's won their offenses. It's 4 offensive round wins in a row. Had 2 come down to lives. Well, 3 now, I guess. Only 1 come down to ticks. I don't know why I was trying to say 1. I was getting it reversed there. As Dallas, they won their first offense by getting all 6 ticks on the board before the lives became a problem. But the other 3 offenses, including Dallas's second, all came from a little bit of TDM happening on the map. But here we go. Both these teams keeping themselves in it. Round 5, here we go. Dallas Flat Tires kicking it off on defense. Minnesota Floppr looking to try to take this map, get themselves up 2-1. They're feeling pretty confident. Everyone's won their offenses so far. Let's see if they can keep up the pattern.
Yeah, man. They say offense sells tickets, so they're Minnesota Floppr. Dallas Flat Tires are trying to sell a lot of tickets. Not nasty starts off with the first kill, but Bebo gets the trade, but not nasty is there for a big 2. Almost gets taken down, but he does a great job of just making himself get out the way, allowing his teammate player 4 to push all the way up in that wine cellar, trying to get this pressure on this B side. You know that's what the teams like to do, try to get this B side out the way, get a player into this sailor area, into this wine cellar, and make and wreak havoc. But 3 big kills for Dallas Flat Tires relieve that pressure off B to the Minnesota Floppers back to their spawn.
I mean, the real Bebo on the map is currently 38-27. That's just insane for a plat match of control. But a lot on the line here for his team as he's cooking for them. Gets one over towards the shed. That's going to cut off the reinforcements towards the players over in the B hill. So now Soda, the lone man behind enemy lines, while his teammates push out from that well side of the map, has to try to make a play to get them out of there. But the first kill going the way of Dallas Flat Tires as Bebo picks up another one before going down. But the push is coming back from Minnesota as Soda is here. Soda picks up one in the hill, waiting for his teammates to get pushed up. Now they've got an opportunity to make some moves. Dallas is going to be a little split on the map.
Yeah, I mean, 23.5, you probably got 2 players on this B site trying to hold the line. Soda finds one. Nasty has to find the second kill who is here, but it doesn't matter. Soda finds the second. He knows that player is on the top. They got the word to Jim Stack on this B site. There it goes. B is out the way. Add another minute to the clock. They got a 2-life lead at 18-16. Now they got to make their way over to this B site. R1, first man up. He gets taken down by JP, but Bebo is there for the trades. Lives are still working out for Minnesota, so they can just keep getting these trades, go back and forth. They can find themselves in prime position to win this map.
They're doing great with the kills right now. Minnesota feeling very confident on this map at the moment. No one on the 8-point yet. Still trying to play some kills, trying to get a little bit more comfortable, but that's going to allow Dallas to move on up, pick up 2 kills of their own. About to be a third, never mind, because Soda on a 5 streak, 33 and 28, trying to be his team's Bebo and doing a very good job of it. But also you got No Cities as well, 35 and 26. Got a lot of players in this lobby absolutely cooking it up. But 8 lives remaining for Dallas Flat Tires, 14 for Minnesota. As Minnesota opt to play a little bit more TDM.
I mean, that's how what Dallas trying to do. I think that's the best way you can try to play this map. Play TDM, try to get those guys back in their spawns. But there's 30 seconds to go. 2 players are spawning up. You got Velocities trying to play the spawns, trying to be slowing them down, making them take the long route. You got to stop the time. You stop the time to 25 seconds. He buys a big kill, but before he gets traded out, his teammates are working this spawn out. Player 4 now, not nasty. He's going to try to be the guy catching these players out of spawn. Only 4 Dallas Flat Tires lives are left, but the time is working out for them. We got a double stack on B. Dallas has to challenge this time, and the first player up, player 5, he's coming up. That is Senpai. He gets taken down. The trades are going back and forth. 5-2. Sneak finds a big 2-piece.
Oh, Bebo's gonna be
now
big.
He's pushing up to the big to the back.
Oh,
That's Bebo. He gets with the stun. The Bebo backs. Oh, Bebo gets a big one. 3-2. 4 seconds left. If you're in Minnesota, you got to run to the side. 3 seconds left. We got a double stack. 1, 2.
It's about to go. You got to go, R1. You got to go.
That is R1. Not enough time. And Minnesota Floppr win the offense.
I mean, whew, they're stressing me out there at the end. I mean, look at that. Bebo finished 46 to 34 with 5,200 damage. Guy was cooking, but not enough to win the map. Minnesota Floppr. They have 2 clutch rounds in them there. One of their early offenses in that last one, but they keep it true. 5.
Make it tough for crosses to the hills. It could be a difficult time. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. Dallas Flat Tires slightly got the advantage right here. Starting off, Minnesota Floppr starting off on the bad side, so you know what they got to do to start this map is push through, try to get those spawns. They got to watch out for Bebo. He's going to try to cut off the kitchen, but Minnesota Floppr will get this opening time. They are still, they do got the physical spawn. They are on the heli side now. Dallas Flat Tires have to push through, get some of the hard point time, and try to push for those people.
Yeah, P1 is always a bloodbath. Both teams are going to be slaying each other out nonstop. Whoever can get more time, it just is what it is. But Dallas Flat Tire is able to flip those spawns, right? They get themselves on that P2 side of the map, right where they want to be. 20 seconds left on P1. You know that P2, a little bit of a money hill. Teams can pick up a lot of time on that, but this P1 stays being contested. You know, Dallas is starting to slay out a little bit, doing their thing that they like to do. Get those big dog kills on the map. I mean, R1 just staying alive right here over towards Kitchen is crazy. Does get hunted down, but delays long enough for his teammates to be able to pick up this lane, allowing them to just hold on a little bit longer. But Minnesota Floppr got players all over this heli side of the map. Some gunshots coming in from both sides. Dallas Flat Tires trying to get the reinforcements here. They get 2 kills going their way. Minnesota Floppr trying to get a couple going their way as well. They get 1 so far, but Bebo is still cooking on this map, starting 7-3, right where he left off from that control. Minnesota Floppr, they've got a couple players pushed up towards that top side of the map. We'll see how their push comes in.
Yeah, time to do the push to the piano side. You got Nasty, but he finally gets taken down. The reads are just in. But Soda, he makes the break through that side door. Nasty backs him up, gets a big kill, spawning out these Dallas Flat Tires to this P1 side almost, making them take the long route, thinking that they're going to hit this one more time. Probably 1 more hit for Bebo. The rest of the team should think about the rotation. That's what Not Nasty. He's already on the rotation, trying to push to the back, trying to make sure his team spawns back there. He sees his team make spawn back there, so they do have these spawns for next, and Minnesota is already setting up for this rotation.
Bebo, though, diving into that kitchen hill right now allows for a little bit of distraction. Allows R1 to kind of get an opening around the back. Nasty gets taken down as well as R1 cooking with this AR once again. Does finally go down. Soto, nice clean kill there with the sub in hand. Dallas Flat Tires, though, on this P3 time, holding it down a little bit. They've got some players also pushing up, making sure they keep these players in that deep spawn. Some kills going the way of Minnesota, so a chance to break it back in their favor.
Down 32-51. They got to start to try to break in. They want to,
Yo,
keep this game good. So there goes some big kills right there to work out in their favor. All Dallas
that's one.
Towers spawn out, but they do got those spawns for next. So this is going to be one last chance at this hill. Make sure you do not push too far to keep control of these spawns as they actually lose the spawns as two players spawn all the way out on the heli side. Minnesota get the rest of scrap time. Minnesota take the lead in this hard point, and they will have the opening time to start off on next.
Yeah, that was two kind of crazy spawns in a row there, one for either team. So, I mean, it is what it is. But Minnesota Floppr here on this last HP in the bathroom. Who's team dub? But BO trying to push on in, does get taken down. No City's absolutely cooking on that 6 streak right now. Who's actually Soda, so my bad. Sorry, Soda, I keep doing that to you. But you are an absolute dog. So just like that, though, Minnesota Floppr up by 27 points or so. Make that about 30, as they're going to still be getting some nice time here. Soda staying alive on a 7, has the cruise missile, makes it 8. Looking for more, even as these Dallas players spawning in his view. Stop getting in his way.
Yeah, man. He thinks Buckets is starting to get him taken down. Not Nasty and team. They figured it out. It's getting ready to start this second set of rotation. And that's all it takes for Minnesota is one rotation. They start to figure it out. They said, I think I got it now. And now they are starting to cook in this hard point. Dallas Flat Tires will get the rest of that scrap time. Fine for those for on the heli side for Minnesota. Opening P1 time should start off with Dallas Flat Tires as they got player 6 on the time before he finally gets taken down. Kills, I mean, it was looking good for Dallas Flat Tires before Not Nasty got a big 3-piece.
I mean, I tell you what, both these teams are cooking for us here tonight. R1, definitely one of my favorite AR like POVs we've seen in a while. I love watching that guy just running around the map. But his teammate Bebo, I think the same as far as subs is concerned, right? Guy is just an absolute menace. But Minnesota Floppr here have the lead up by 29 points. We'll see if they can maintain that, as P1 is being at a time in favor of Dallas here, doing a good job on this time, keeping their time in their favor. Minnesota Floppr going to stop that, start getting it going their way a little bit as Dallas sneaks back on once again. Some kills back and forth. Soda just flying in from downtown, barely staying alive with 3 HP, as we're going to see P2 pop up here basically now. So both these teams going to want to fight over that. Dallas can be the first ones there. They've got the close spawns, but Minnesota Floppr, they've proven they can break it. So we'll see if they can do it here.
Yeah, the break is going to be coming through from the piano side if you are the Minnesota Floppr. But Sneep and Bebo are doing a great job of stopping that push, getting a big 2-piece, getting a big 3. That was just Not Nasty. He's the last man. He gets taken down. Another retake opportunity for Minnesota as they are spawning up. Soda snuck his way all the way to the back, but Bebo is there for the reads. Now the piano push again for Minnesota Floppr, but anything they try to do, Dallas Flat Tires are just on top of it, making the reads, getting the trades, sending them back to their spawns, taking the lead in this hardpoint game, and now the rotation to next has to be on.
Yeah, I mean, this one basically tied up at that 125 mark area. But look at this one go. P3 popping up. It's like the first before the first map pre-reset. It was just so back and forth. We're seeing it again here. But Dallas Flat Tires, first one's here, doing a good job cooking with some early time here, getting some nice kills going their way as well. Gotta watch out for the number 2 player, Soda, though, who's an absolute menace. Does get one before going down. His teammates trying to follow up, get some map control here. But Dallas Flat Tires just staying alive in this hill. One player does go down, but the trades are always in.
Yes, they are. And we got this 128-146 Dallas Flat Tires lead. They had a pair on the hill, but now there's no player close to the hill but Minnesota Floppr's players. But these spawns out are close for the Dallas Flat Tires for this next hill. Minnesota Floppr is saying, let's just get the rest of the scrap time. We got to worry about a good break in for next. Player 6 is going to try to watch the cross for any of these Minnesota Floppr players trying to cross over to this next hill. They are getting those helis, those spawns. If you are Minnesota Floppr, they brought the game close. The rest of that scrap time would have been big, but Bebo, big 2, trying to get a third, but no, he cannot get the third, and J-Ski takes him down. Soda making the push on the next. Last time he was here, he went massive, and this time he's going massive again. He's not going to allow his team to get taken out of this game. His team now, Minnesota, has the spawn, and Dallas Flat Tires trying to push in from the back of this hill.
I mean, look at these guys go. Soto, though, on a 4 streak, looking to extend that out, makes it a 5, looking for some more. No one else to hunt. The Bloodhound has no one else to hunt down. But Minnesota Floppr have gained that lead once again, up by a little bit here. Nothing too crazy. These teams do keep, like, lead trading a little bit here towards this back half. But Dallas Flat Tires trying to push in, get anything established. They get a couple kills going their way. That could be exactly what they need. Only 15 seconds remaining on this hill. But they can't afford for Minnesota to get it, so they break on in. They get that early couple kills. And just like that, they get that last 10 seconds. But now the rotation back to P1, P2 side of the map. And Dallas Flat Tires once again going to fight exactly where they just came from.
Yeah, man, instead of the rotations, here we go. Minnesota Floppr will take the opening time, getting the kill feeds pinstripe. So there's no team getting the kill advantage right now. So right now it's all about the rotations. It's all about where you are positioned on the map to be able to get the trade, to be able to step on at the time. And Minnesota Floppr are doing a great job now of getting those trades and having that one player just stay on the time, accrue that hardpoint time. We're now at the 200-point mark. They could not win it here, but they can get very close with this time. And actually, as much time as they got on that P1 is massive.
Top left, is there any way for me to order a Bebo in a suitcase to be my Call of Duty teammate? Because holy cow, this guy's actually insane right now. But we do see that cruise missile coming in. Picks up 3 kills. That's going to open up the map quite a bit for the side of Minnesota Floppr. They're going to grab that last 15 seconds there on P1, which is going to be basically insanely deadly time if you're the Dallas Flat Tires. That's going to get them over that 220-point mark. They don't get the last 2 seconds because Dallas, they've got standards. They're not going to allow anyone to beat them out to that first 220 anytime soon. But now the P2 has popped up. Dallas have that map side control at the moment. They've got some nice kills going their way as well. The spawns are in. Minnesota Floppr, though, have to get a little bit of a break here. Get themselves back in towards this winning side.
Ooh. Yeah, when they got to try to break in soon. I mean, they got the break in. They got to hold off Minnesota Floppr right now as they got them pushed back. They got to push back. P2 is a big pull for Dallas Flat Tires, so they're holding them off. Here comes the push in for Dallas Flat Tires. Nasty finds one, trying to find the second. Can he find the second? He does find the second. There is the break in for the Minnesota Floppr. Player 7, player 8, they're the first 2 players up who could try to make a difference. 227, 200 is the score line. Game cannot be won here, so the rotation has to be on for both teams, and Dallas Flat Tires are there. Dallas Flat Tires are going to need a full 60 to win it on P2. But they're going to have to just do a great job of just trying to keep Minnesota back, and they accrue as much time as they can.
Yeah, this one is going to be a little bit scary. Dallas Flat Tires, though, first one to P3. They can get a lot of time here and prevent Minnesota Floppr from winning. It would be absolutely massive. But Bebo has to cook. 36 and 31 right now. Gets that first kill, does go down. His teammates are here to get something going, but never mind. Minnesota Floppr going to pick some stuff up. Semfi trying to cook for the squad. The secondary SMG player, the goated SMG duo, doing work for the side of Dallas. The kills are coming in. Look at that. They passed the 225-point mark right about now. And if you're Minnesota Floppr, things are looking a little bit scary now because the side of Dallas can win it here, but the kills going back and forth, 2 for 2 on the map. You know, Minnesota's got some shooters as well. Not Nasty picks up one before going down, even though we're the one watching his POV, so it's not how it works. But 5 seconds and they can take it, make it 6. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, but the break is in for Dallas Flat Tires, so the win's gonna have to be on next hill. 244, 239 is the score line. Both teams are now playing for next. There's gonna be some big kills by Soda. It goes back and forth. Player 3, He's on the hill trying to get this time, but he got to watch his back. He did not watch his back, but the spawns are close for Minnesota. Not Nasty finds one. He tries to find a second, but he gets taken down. Soda tries to run up for the knife. He gets taken down. Dallas Flat Tires are in his hill. Here comes the full out push from the Minnesota Floppr. Bebo finds a big 2-piece, and Dallas Flat Tires win the hard point. 250 to 247.
250 to 247 as Dallas Flat Tires down, what, like 225 to 190 or like 180 something, right? They bring it back and they win. That one is absolutely insane. Someone give Bebo the GOAT status already. Put this man in diamond. I'm already sick of seeing him in plat. What is going on? Bebo opening and closing garage doors because that's my boy. He's going to be doing that like crazy. We'll see how this goes. We're going to see the bomb in the hand of the side of Minnesota Floppr. We'll see where this bomb decides to go right off the bat. Obviously looking towards that A side of the map. Pretty common. We've been seeing early on here for this map. Dallas Flat Tires on defense have a little bit of a 2-2 split, but they're starting to ring things in a little bit here because they know something's going down over towards A.
Yeah, you see the gun battle with just being fired. Shots are just being fired, but not nasty. Starts off with the first kill on the R1, but Bebo in the vent could be a difference maker for his team. They do try to sneak this way up to his A side, but you know, you got to take your time to slowly push up, trying to get the picks. This is a small map, but they do not see Bebo's. Bebo does get the first one. He gets the second, the third. Oh, he's lining up for him, but he
This team's
cannot
here,
get
though.
it. Waiting for his teammates. They do get there. Dallas Flat Tires take the opening round.
I mean, this Dallas Flat Tires team is just being so much fun here towards the second half of this series. They were obviously fun in the map one, but things have just been absolutely chaotic thanks to them. I mean, look at these guys go, though. That SMG duo, though, between Bebo and Semfi just play so well together on the map, and they're so fun to watch just hit things out and just create absolute bang outs on this map. Or just any map in general. But Dallas Flat Tires, they start themselves up 1-0. Now going to be on the attacking side as they win their nice little defense there. So the set of Minnesota Floppr. Bomb, not in their hands, obviously, because Dallas is going to have it. I don't know why I was going with that. But we'll see Dallas try to hit towards this A side. Once again, a couple players getting hit by nades. Going to be a little bit weak, going to back off, wait for the health to come back. But Minnesota is going to have some info, some players pushing this back out.
Trying to get this bomb up to the exit, like you mentioned, it's slowly push. You gotta just take your time because you need a pick. You don't want to get caught sleeping. You don't want to get caught putting the bomb down, and you get a pick. Shots are going back and forth. It is forcing players to back up. R1 does catch Nasty pushing through the mid, so that does give them an advantage. That's Flap Tires looking for this rewrap towards B. This could catch Minnesota Floppr off guard, but no, Minnesota Floppr, they are keen to the rewrap. They just make the push right through mid, instantly get over to B, but this bomb is going down.
They get another kill to their name as well, and just like that, they are going to lose a player. As you're going to see J-Skill get one. Not nasty, though, is going to get taken down. Now, J-Skill in a 1v3 getting shot up pretty good at the moment. Does have a kill to his name in this round, but not going to be enough. His Dallas Flat Tires win 2 in a row. Defense, and then now in offense. And I tell you what, looking very good because the first S&D, they lost it in a 6-1 fashion, and they only won their first round. And I think it was like round 6, right? So they lost 5 in a row to start things out in that one. They won round 6, and then they lost round 7. So, big bounce back here to start out 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they like the smaller maps fit Dallas Flat Tires, which makes a lot of sense. You know, you see the Bebo, we've seen Senpai. They're going crazy. They like to play their angles, like to play their advantage. Look at the triple nade over the building, getting any player back here. J-Ski trying to find R1, but R1 backs up with his life. This A site is kind of cleared out. They want to take it, but you know, you cannot always trust that. I mean, they can't see what we can see, but to slowly push up from this Minnesota Floppr team to try to get into position to plant this bomb in.
You know, they're trying to get themselves pushed up. It's a little difficult when you got a player like R1. Ooh, you're going to have a car explode, and you're going to lose Soda. Not a good one to lose in R1. Going to get the technical first blood on the map there for Dallas. Now going to be a 2v4. Minnesota at a massive disadvantage as Bebo gets a kill as well.
Yeah, not nasty. Last man alive. 1v4 bomb down over to their side, getting hunted by all the Dallas Flat Tires. They're all in the same pretty much area, knowing that this player could not get by, but he did sneak by. He slowly snuck by. But you know Dallas Flat Tires, they're just saying, let's just turn around, let's wait to see if we see him. He is running down his A Street. The call out has been made. Dallas Flat Tires are playing like good Church of Detroit here, CNK.
They're playing great, right? I mean, they're all reeled in, playing together very well, and nobody's just running around. I love it. Nobody's getting separated as a team playing together. But shout out to R1 right here. He spotted that player coming around the back, called it out immediately to his teammates to get some help instead of just immediately solo challenging and, you know, potentially losing it, right? You don't want to just turn it into a 1v3. He just hides, calls it out to his teammates, knows he's in a 1v4, so why not utilize the fact that you got 3 absolute studs on the map to help you out? And speaking of those studs, look at Bebo's POV. 5-1 on a 3 streak. His teammate did pick up that bomb. So he's going to be following them up here over towards this A push once again. They've won 3 rounds in a row. Can they make it 4 as the first blood goes the way of Minnesota Floppr?
Trades that out. Bebo gets the second trade out. This bomb is over here by his A side, but it has been dropped. Sneep does a fine J-Ski. Soda, last one alive, makes his way over to his A side through the vent, gets taken down. Blast Flat Tires are rolling through this Search and Destroy up 4-0.
I mean, when does the bleeding stop? Minnesota Floppr, they get themselves a first blood finally. And it is not going to be able to pay off as Bebo kicking this thing off at 7-1. Look at these guys go. No amount of taking players out early is helping top life. What are we going to do here, man?
I mean, I don't know. Bebo going crazy, man. He loves the small maps. He loves the close encounter gunfights. Minnesota Floppr cannot do nothing, but they're going to have to try to figure it out here. I think sending the player through mid may be the route. Bomb still down. Nobody wanted to pick up the bomb from Minnesota Floppr. They're going just for a straight up search and destroy, a team deathmatch match. Sweet. Bebo get the first two. Bebo get the second. That's Flat Tires win.
Sorry, did a round just happen? Was something going down? Yeah, but another nice defense from Dallas as they go up 5-0. We saw the exact opposite of what we're seeing right now in the first S&D. Minnesota Floppr went 5-0 right off the bat, and then Dallas was able to win one round before losing that 7th round. Well, losing 6, but you know what I mean, on the 7th round. So right. Dallas Flat Tires, though, up 5-0. And I tell you what, Bebo and Sneep not looking like they're willing to give up even one round. Bebo 9-1 on a 7 streak. Sneep 4-1 on a 3. We also got R1 and Semfi both at 3 kills apiece. Now we're going to see Minnesota Floppr trying to push on up. They get the first blood, second blood on the board. No CDs with a big one there to kick things off. We actually, I believe, was J-Skill. But one trade does come in, so now going to be a 2v3.
2v3, make that a 3v1 as we just got Sneep, the last man alive, bomb down, no man land, getting hunted down by his Minnesota. No, he's not getting hunted down. They just know he's probably out here on this outer A street. Now his position has been known as the shots are going down. He's got to watch the mid push, so he's going to try to rewrap himself. 40 seconds left, so there's plenty of time for him to make a move, but there's too many Minnesota Floppr on the map for him to be impactful.
Yeah, that bomb's kind of stuck over there on that far side. So, and he's going to get spotted on anyway. Sneep 57 HP. They're going to have some idea where he's at now. So maybe it makes some kind of play. 1v3. Not a lot of time. Does get taken down just like that. Minnesota Floppr on the board. We've seen them be able to win 5 rounds in a row in the past. Maybe they can do it again here.
Right. I mean, that would be epic. They do. They do it again. I mean, they can do the reverse sweep for the Neslo. I think it would be the, I don't know, what's the, I don't know what's it called. The Neslo, right? I mean,
yeah, it'd be a Neslo, but the full sale. If they win 6 in a row, full sale.
That's
yeah,
the word
that would
I was
be
looking for.
epic.
The full sale is the word I was looking for.
That'd be awesome. You imagine a Neslo and a full sale in the same series? Because that's what Minnesota's looking at right here, right? Because they won the first S&D, they won the control, they lost both hard points. So they're looking for the opportunity to get their Neslo on the board for the Dallas Flat Tires. Not going to give up easily at all as they got a 2-2 split going on right now, but they know the nades and stuns are flying in, so they're going to get some more pressure over towards this A side very quickly. Soda bomb in hand, going to lose his teammate. 1-for-1 on the map, though, as Bebo with that first blood does get traded out, though.
Yeah, but now he allows the Dallas Flat Tire teammates to push up to protect this A-bomb site. You got R1, Sneak. Oh, there goes J-Ski. J-Ski finds Senpai. He's probably was pushing around on the flank. So now we got a 3-2 advantage. Minnesota Floppr looking to try to win another round here. Probably the rewrap towards B may be the play. That's what they're going to do, leaving these Dallas Flat Tires players to try to group up together, and they are pretty much close. They got 2 players, one watching A, one watching B. Sneep made the call out. They're going B. They're going B. Here comes R1 to try to help them out.
I mean, obviously, Dallas's submachine gun players are their superstars at the moment, but these AR players are also dogs. Just Sneep picks up one there, makes it a 2v2. They got to defuse this bomb. But I trust these 2 players in this situation to make a play. R1 can play with that sub as well. Look at him pull that thing out. They pinch a player off towards the bomb site. Minnesota trying to get some reinforcements there. 1-for-1 on the map. J-Skill now in a 1v1 up against R1, who only has 20 HP. But J-Skill going to back on off here, who actually is no C, so I don't know why I'm calling him J-Skill, but R1 gets the kill. He's going to be able to close this one out with the defuse. Going to close it out 6-1 for his team to get the 3-2 series win.
Yeah, hey, man, Dallas Flat Tires was not going to let this team Neslo them, not in a platinum.